rush of everyday life, everyone is chasing success. But while a few reach their goals, most never do. Why? Because the moment we take a step forward, doubts begin to creep in. Can I really do this? Will it take too long? What if I fail? Among all these fears, the greatest one is the fear of failure itself. Today's story will help you understand why this fear arises and how to overcome it. A long time ago, in a quiet village, there lived a young man who constantly struggled with self-doubt. He longed for success, but was paralyzed by the fear of failure. No matter how hard he tried, his mind was filled with questions. What if I fail? What will people say? Is success even possible for me? One day, he heard tales of a wise Buddhist monk who lived near the forest. People spoke of his great wisdom and his ability to solve any problem. However, the young man was skeptical. How can one person have all the answers? He thought. Still, his curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to seek out the monk. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, a wise monk lived in a small hut. He had spent years meditating and understanding the nature of the mind. People from different villages visited him for guidance, and he always helped them with great wisdom. One afternoon, as the monk was returning from the village after collecting alms, the young man approached him. "People say you are very wise, but I don't believe you can solve my problem," the young man said. "Still, I want to ask, why do we fear failure, and how can we succeed without this fear?" The monk smiled and replied, "I will answer your question, but first, walk with me to my hut." Curious and eager to test the monk's wisdom, the young man agreed. They reached the hut by evening, had a simple meal, and went to sleep. The next morning, the monk said, "Let's take a walk in the forest." As they walked, they came across a large cave. The monk paused and said, "Let's explore inside." Excited, the young man agreed. But as soon as they stepped inside, the monk quietly exited and locked the entrance from outside, leaving the young man in complete darkness. Panic set in. "Where are you, master? Why did you leave me?" he shouted. But there was no reply. Fear gripped him. What if I never get out? Did the master trick me? Desperate, he began searching for an escape. He stumbled, fell, and wandered blindly. Hours passed. He grew thirsty and exhausted. Then suddenly, he noticed a faint light coming from a small tunnel high above. Determined to escape, he forgot his hunger and fear. He focused only on reaching the tunnel. It was difficult, but with great effort, he climbed toward the light. As he neared the opening, a hand reached out. It was the monk. The young man grabbed his hand and pulled himself out of the cave. The moment he was free, anger took over. "Why did you do this? Do you know how terrified I was?" The monk smiled and handed him water. "Now, listen carefully," he said. "You managed to escape because of two things," the monk explained. "You were extremely thirsty and hungry. Your survival instinct pushed you forward. You were alone. There was no one to discourage you or suggest easier paths. Then, the monk continued, this is exactly how success works. The world is full of people who will tell you it's too difficult, that you're not capable, or that you should try something easier. These voices create doubt and fear, and when success takes time, the mind starts wandering, making people give up too soon." He added, "Gautam Buddha often said that we see problems only when we stop focusing on our goal. Think of an archer. He closes one eye and focuses only on the target. If he looks at distractions, he will miss. In the cave, you had no choice but to focus on the light. If there had been more visibility, you might have seen obstacles and given up. Similarly, in life, ignore what others say. Stop comparing yourself to others and focus only on your path. When your time comes, people will applaud you." The young man was deeply moved. "You have opened my eyes. From today, I will not let fear stop me. I will focus only on my goal." He bowed to the monk, thanked him, and returned to his village with newfound determination. Friends, this story teaches us a powerful lesson. Fear arises when we focus on difficulties instead of our goal. If we shut out distractions and move forward with determination, success will follow. So, friends, what will you choose, fear or focus? The decision is yours. If this story inspired you, like, share, and subscribe for more motivational content.